Finally. Why? Finally. Before I transform into the gas I used and abused for a lifetime, I asked myself, did I become a psycho? I certainly was not born. I see that I've been put in the becoming room again to weeks, on the threshold of yet another catastrophic change. I've been asked by my friend Bion, who is adhesively identified with me, to give an account of myself and my mistakes. It is, he says, a time to represent times past. So, here I am for a date with fate. Those parts of me which were only my own, could they enter other people and there become? Perhaps they've already departed from this transit camp. Did you hurry up and tell us when you were born? Don't rush me, I was coming to that. But it's not easy to remember. Those impressive sejurias happened time and again. The meeting between my sperm and the ovum was a passionate one. A blush on the walls of the uterus, a stain on the magnificent whiteness of eternity, which became my love for beauty. It was there in my mother's wonderful hats with all the fruits and flowers. My mother was an abandoned woman. My uncle said so. Before that, when I was in my time of omnipotence, it was easy to tell friends from foes. But I saw my feelings told me which one was me and which one was the other. Devil's. I resisted being absorbed, but it happened anyway. My feelings became too somehow I think fall.
Rhoda, जल्दी आओ. Rhoda.
दम लगाओ.
Rhoda. Rhoda.
लड़का हुआ साहब. अब आप चलिए.
Young Wilfred was a bit of a puzzle. He was a good boy, of course, a fine, healthy lad, everyone said so, but he did things which confused me. He did things that I never expected. He developed strange habits, and his questions, the things that came out of his mind, out of his mouth. God, where did he think up those questions from? Sometimes I think the devil was inside him.
Need there be any feelings if you can touch? Imagination if you can see? Music if you can? I mean, we will not let anything get in the way of pure sensuality.
You called me beauty? I was dumped into cold hearts. I was astonished, but I kept my mouth shut and only resisted my lips. Made them talk to keep my mouth shut, to keep my mouth shut. Sometimes art surprises a Christian when he lives. Sometimes a light surprises a Christian when he sings. Those are the hymns that we used to sing together that week.
Come, Daddy. Look, Daddy.
Yes, it's very good.
But do look.
Oh, I am. It's lovely.
It's very pretty, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I'm not lying. I did it myself.
Why did you say that?
What, Daddy?
I never expected you to be lying.
I wasn't.
Like our father came in terror like the king of kings. The tiger was killed in the hunt, and his mate came to our camp to roar her requiem. First she coughed, and then her full-throated roar came up from underground inside her tent. She was the great cat. Roar! Tiger, brightly anointed school priest. Its eyes are one dread hands, question mark, and one dread feet. Stops it. Yes, sir, pause. Pause. She won't eat us, Daddy, you're sure she won't? Punctuation will keep you safe. My sister and I said our prayers every night. Our Father, which art in heaven. If the wine don't get you, the women must grind you dust. Jesus loved me this I know, remember the humble peace. Where is he now? Where is she now? I asked my mother. The tigress, of course. Oh, far away, I expect. What is he doing now? Who? Jesus, I mean, the tiger is the tiger in heaven, where the lion shall lie down with the lamb in the jungle, where it is night and all the dreams are awake. That night, the night of the real noise, no twilight, just intense dark, intense light, frogs croaking, birds hammering, tin boxes, striking bells, shrieking, yelling, roaring, coughing, falling, the real night. That is heaven. That is where I'm going when I pray with them. Yes, me, the sniveling, moon-faced brat that I knew I was.
Why was there no city wall? Is this the electric city? Is it?
That depends on your vertex.
I mean, but which way should I go from here?
That depends on where it is you want to go.
I mean, but are Mommy and Daddy there?
Yes, all your progenitors are there, exuberant and splendid in their natural habitat.
Biggest disappointment was the day of the great tiger hunt. It was my birthday. You had bought me an electric train all the way from England. It cost a huge sum for us in those days, the equivalent of many luxuries which you could afford. But it came with an English guarantee of scientific enlightenment, with great expectations. I knew it came from electricity. Will it go fast as fast? Pity my simplicity. I was in a fever of excitement. Not I was pleased to know shared by my sister. She could not understand the pleasures of wiggling either. You did it by lying on your stomach on the floor. What's the point anyway? So, the train was set up, the battery fixed, and the motor set off with a slight push from my father's finger. That initial jolt was the highest speed it ever achieved. This miserable crawl, I tried to imagine its headlong rush through space, the great EIR Trans India Express, powered by magic, the galaxy's open sea where Christ's blood streams in the firmament.
मेरा धनुष
Mera Dhanush! Mera Dhanush! Mera Dhanush!
Then, like my tank, but that was later too, it just stopped. Full top, asked my sister Sunday, I didn't. She was very The pause. A proper pause and last round of freedom start application for real life. My father went away. He had to get ready for the hunt. He had to clean his gun. I got seen. He was disappointed. I was disappointed for him. I told the bearer he was no engineer, but he was a good friend of mine. Mobilizing his religious beliefs, he still trained plentifully with ghee. Then he placed it outside in the midday sun, assuring me that after an hour or so it would rush off cured. I knew he was right. I sat and watched, imagining his mysterious internal transformation in the merit of science and religion. My father was so pleased. But no, it was not to be. My father returned to examine it. He picked it up. He got the greasy mess all over his fingers. What the?
And soon, little Krishna, it will be your birthday. Huh? And you will go with your papa and the Gwalior Maharaj for a big tiger hunt.
I packed my lunchbox for school. The little guava cheese nestling inside, just nicely contained. On the way, I watched the two little white girls putting their faces together, licking each other's tongues. I was fascinated. I wanted to carry on watching, but I am shocked. She wouldn't let me stay to see how the game ended. That's not a game for nice white children. I didn't like the pregnant pot. We had our own game about that. Bring down the croquet mallet on the flower pot and whoops! Out jumps Tibbs the cat, running helter-skelter. Whoosh!
I enjoyed it. What a pot!
What's her tummy being pushed out like that? I asked my mother. The friend looked so funny and fat. Really, Wilfred, I don't know what's the matter with him. Aya, please take him. I'm so busy.
अच्छा है.
Yes. I'm busy now.
I knew the Indians were laughing. One of those cowardly little white rats was frightened. They told me an Indian came into Nicholson's tent and he was so frightened he died of fright. So much for music. That'll teach them. Wasn't that splendid? No, it only made me die of fright. And back then I could hear people say going in the forest emphatically, he was the authority there. Mommy, what is that? Office. Good God, I tried to be patient. I wanted to know the truth and I had to think about your sister. We couldn't expose her to ideas like that that would infect her innocence. You see, I had this confidence that we could raise two children, a boy and a girl, who would love each other with total loyalty, simply and purely. Is that such a difficulty? After a while, we stopped those old baths. Something about it made us feel idiotic. The reality was menacing. My sister and I made a lovely pair when we hated each other. Our mother still loved us in spite of that terrible truth. Sometimes your mother and your ayah, they had a secret liaison together. I didn't worry about it. The women had their own language. At the nursery with her, she was much better at talking with a native style. She understood their great customs and superstitions, but there were other truths, much more dangerous, unspeakable, unmentioned. Truths that would pollute the purity of science and religion. Your mother and I realized that you children had been inadvertently exposed to such primitive thoughts and beliefs, not on purpose, of course, but that's what happens when you live in an undeveloped society. After all, we knew that when you went to England to study, all would be well. It made me sad. It made me sad for all to be beautifully born.
Please, sir, are there untouchables in heaven like Dunya and Mayaya?
Untouchables? Yes. And unspeakables too.
I saw my mother's hat go bobbing up and down over the top of the hedge, fruit and flowers heaped up high. He was gone, leaving me out. Now, oh, you I or B? Then whose side are you on? Don't know. Hit him, take his lunchbox, blubbery cried. What does your father do? They wanted to know. They didn't want to know about my mother or my ayah. Oh, he's an engineer. No, really, you lucky swine. I mean, he really drives an engine. In a way, you will say that. Summer sun, little. One day, the master in class noticed that I was wiggling under my school desk. He couldn't not notice. It was hardly more anonymous than an Indian bear progressing through the forest. His rebuke was almost gentle, most kind. Don't do that, Wilfred. I want to be set free. Away, good God, expelled. I heard half, and he came with thunder rolling, his great wings outspread. Arf, arf, arf. Gives me great pain dealing with this course of action. Expulsion is a terrible thing, though God himself was obliged to expel our first parents from the Garden of Eden. But there is something which gives me yet greater pain. Surely if one of you knew that one of you, however esteemed for his games or his work, was putting poison in the food of another boy, you would go to one of the masters and tell him, yet when a boy is poisoning the mind of another, you say nothing. It wasn't me being expelled. I wasn't brave enough. As he died, I wondered, the chappy poison. No, you chump, he didn't even mean that kind of poison. But he said poison. What kind? What mind? Was he weeping? Please, God, let me not be sent away. I promise not to be good. Please make me into a good boy. I don't like the sight. He stopped sheer poison, excreted at once. Myself I use your berry to ruffle with fear or hunger. It's the same. I make sure I lie right here, right next to your adrenal glands. That way I keep control of yourself and of the system. After which often ever no God and false your breaking through. Alive. Shell is breaking, sir. It's breaking all over us. Please, God. But that was later. I wasn't even there. There's something shell shock in my hotel bar as the feathers dropped on around me. But it was the same later when it came to the psychoanalytical outcome. Not reverse one. Repeat. You should see what goes on in there with feminine intuition and truth. You should see what goes on in there with psychoanalysis.
I was terrified when my baby was born, and when the tiger roared after its mate was killed in the hunt.
I was terrified of the old dead woman, grey-faced with shit. The capo said here, Arbat usk ufra. The windows of the train were so dirty when others by the station. She couldn't even see my face. Nothing is ever cleaned up these days. My sister had a toy parrot with goggle eyes. She knew how to wield the weapon. What a woman! She only had to scream. And off would be on the spot, quick as quick, lightning speed. I couldn't help admiring. You thought you could run away from it. I was a good runner. I was good at all sports that didn't involve a hard object like a bat or a toy parrot. The day of the long distance race, I knew I had to win it. My only rival was the classic scholar. I hated him. His passion for Homer and Virgil was strange and genuine. Beside him, I felt First, to sprint up the hill, I was distressed. I knew he would be two at the top of the gate. I was first through, he was second. How smoothly he ran. Ahead the farm sharpened, bright in the sun. I vaulted the fence. He closed right up. He must have seen my furtive glance. I sprinted down the slow trees ahead, the shelter of the plantation. He must have gauged my fear, how easily he breathed. He must have heard my gasping distress. I reached the plantation, its thick, glutinous mud. Wallace gave it a catch of breath. Any runner would. I didn't take that chance. I began to sprint. The mud caught my feet and tugged. Every step an agonizing pull. I ran as fast as if the fiends were after me. Like one that on a lonesome road doth walk in fear and dread, because he knows a fearful fiend doth close behind him tread. That's he understood me, but I understood that later. Much later, I understood how the poet, the painter, the musician in each of us does not get expressed for fear it will be destroyed. I was running around the bend, distant khaki moving rhythmically onward, Christian soldiers shuffling as to war. Rudyard had ceased from tippling and started his run to the trees. And you won, my son. Wilfred, you won! Your mother and I were so proud of you when you were awarded the DSO for the action at Concord. I admit I was a little surprised when I first received the news. It had been so difficult to get you into the army. I couldn't bear the humiliation when at first you rejected. What's a big boy like you doing out in uniform? Have a white feather. Moon face. Cannot possibly understand how my son would fail to be accepted by a nation in war. I was a foreigner in London. The humiliation was mine own. I needed to multiply my purchase.
I understand points that are real and distinct, and points that are real and coincident, but not points that are conjugate complex. Perhaps we need a new notation.
I want to talk history side. What's your name? One book after another, each one more incomprehensible than the last. Can the human animal survive a mind being grafted onto it? That is the question.
Please? Yeah?
Now here is a brand new mind. Just attach it to your sensory perceptions and...
I think we need a superior organ of discrimination. There's some emotional storm disturbing us. Leonardo would have drawn a sketch of turbulent water, but verbally. It would require a Shakespeare to do justice to.
Welcome home, boys! Welcome home! Said the silly old lady waving the Union Jack. That was later. Much later. Before it happened, that was history. I had to learn history before I was 8. And mathematics and foreign classes, but that was not history. That was speech. Jesus loved me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. I did not like Switzerland or England, that was geography. My mother showed me how so much it was like a bear with a baby on its back and another little one, the Isle of Wight, accounts. That was not geography. Our school was recognized for its high moral tone. Boys talked in their sleep, they sobbed, they cried out, "You silly Richard, you were making a row last night and kept saying, 'Don't,' as if someone was strangling you." Such hardness of character as I had was more akin to bits of shell that continued to adhere than to the development of a character that was a spark. How could there be a chicken trying to hatch out, "Oh God, thou knowest. I addressed the Celestial Selection Committee, Prize Jones, and one, two others. O God, thou knowest. Then why bother the poor fellow? Why confess her faults and weakly whining, cheating? Not, as Bernard Shaw would say later, "O thou be unconscious, Daddy, of what you I am therefore questioned. It's the answer, the yes I know that kills the song, the silent sun. When I eventually did find the way to consult my unconscious, I discovered a lot more that I knew about what I didn't know. To my surprise, it was still alive down there thanks to its diet of fictional characters. Rosemary, Roland, Robin, Alice and Wonderland, Sherlock, Reese, Milton, Man and Hopkins, faded their ability to cheat. What was my recreation? So it was. And how soon and little darkness, the light of consciousness turned inward. Where did I go last night? I asked myself in the absence of anyone else to ask, other than a few crackpot fools.
I would describe psychoanalysis as just a stripe on the coat of the tiger. Ultimately, it may meet the tiger, the thing itself,
Oh, indeed. I hope you're not going to start your pseudo-scientific chatter.
Consider passionate love to be the nearest we the human animals can approximate to the thing in itself. Doesn't penetrate from you to me or from me to you. You don't understand that? It's not my fault that how it should. I mean, you don't feel me. You predators always complain that only pain or pleasure gets attention. How can I convince you that I really believe there is a mind? It's what I'm trying to tell you. I know my enemy psyche better than you know your friend. Only two minds will have the real courage to get together and have a meeting, a real discussion about real things. I call it linking up. Even Bion, for example, was always kicking around myself with his miseries and dissatisfaction. Perhaps even yourself is worthy of becoming a love object. And you thought of meeting your own mind for purposes of reality testing? Could some passionate love be born, or at least a character that you could respect? Could beauty help the funded infancy of sensuality based on mind? Look at those wounded men walking in the mud, practice gentle like returns 80. This was after the war. Problem is the same. Could the thing itself ever be altered by being observed? Could a mind ever be grafted onto a sensual, glutinous base of fear and appetite? Can the adrenal glands give birth to spirit or soul? What can happen to my spark of sincerity buried underneath all that trouble? The pregnant child with feeble stare, imbued by the wash, slips silently down the cellar steps. That is a report. Even back to his nose, ready the whole child.
instructions.
Hasn't anyone seen a skivvy or a whore turn into a beautiful woman?
Or a mathematician into a man?
Or a psychoanalyst into a psychoanalyst, helping him to contain his fear of going into action.
I began to see the pattern underlying all these acts. The source of turbulence that body Buddhists could not see. When he forgot about our fishy selves beneath the smooth surface of the water. untouchable, unspeakable, the emotional storm in which the germ of an idea might lodge, the lonely, glandular origins of thought embedded in the mud of common sense. Mind might be generated from madness. The shadow of the future, like Helen of Troy, emerged from the dung heap of rotting flesh. Corpses of the war. Ruled by my nightmares. Aye, if you have tears to shed them now. So, Daddy, Mr. Bond, the tiger. Let our foes cease from laughing.
I do not waste time believing facts or anything I know. My credulity I save for the imponderable.
Men are always making up their minds, and all that make-up is futile as eyeshine. When I was back, I never anticipated the possibility of experience after death. Either I am not dead, or I shall have to revise my view. Perhaps I should let my mind make me that mistake. Oedipus had a mother. He also was buried to know himself. I remember when I heard my mother and father talking. They were sat, evening shadows still across the sky.
Do you know of anyone who's had that experience, Fred?
What experience, my dear?
That type of intuition we were talking about. Sometimes a light surprises a Christian when he sings.
Yes, I think so. But I have never had it.
Neither had experience of the light that surprises a Christian when he sings. It took me a lifetime to realize this was a positive state of mind. Keats called it negative ambivalence. Where does that sadness, reality, change? In the self or in the links between ourselves? I now, it's all change and purgatory. Time to leave that dismal transference. Never realized birth and death were aspects of the same entity. An idea has much right to be seen as any flush. All that surprises me. Once more, the light of consciousness turns in. It is the light version of 1,000 suns. Love flies upward, and the snipe dive down out of the marvelous blue sky toward the marvelous blue of the broad with its thin line of golden leaves. The white sails, like child.